Hi, I'm Krista,
And I'm Sarah.
and we have this podcast called Have We Talked About? Where two friends at different points in their lives chat about.
Everything in their lives, from current events to pop culture, from self care to self indulgence, and everything in between.
Join us weekly to see what we talk about next. Hey girl,
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. Again.
We're back.
Yeah, good to hear from you again. What has been
I
going
know.
on? What is the latest? What is the 411? Whatever the kids
Well,
are saying. What's good?
What's good? Yeah, I don't couldn't tell you. I saw something funny. I haven't watched the episode yet, so I
Oh,
can't
okay. Tell me.
comment on that. But I saw online that South Park did an episode about Harry and Meghan and that they wanted like
Ooh.
their privacy, but they kind of were making fun of them at the same time. And I'm pretty sure that Harry and Meghan are not pleased with it. And I think their people are trying to,
Shut
I
up.
don't know, do something, shut it down.
Thwart their
Um,
efforts.
but I did see like a 10-second clip and it was
Yeah.
quite funny. Like they were like traveling to different countries with signs being like, we want our privacy. Like,
Oh
that's
shoot.
funny. That's
I
funny.
haven't I just heard that she's unhappy about something, but I feel like that's been a headline every day for something.
Yeah.
Their documentary wasn't well received, and now this. I have a hard time with everything, but specifically, you're an actress, you've been in the spotlight a long time. It is hard for me to digest that you all of a sudden want to go behind closed doors, especially when
Hmm.
your whole, forum and vehicle to make money is to be speaking or doing something.
Yep.
Like you want your privacy? Well, podcast is not more private. I can easily go on it. So what part is private and what is not? And I'm not trying to violate anybody's human rights, but Megan is playing a character of herself, and she doesn't understand why people are calling her out on it.
Hmm. Hmm.
Unfortunately, I do have Harry's biography on Audible, but
The book.
yeah, the
Hmm.
book Spare, because he's a spare, but not in Megan's eyes. Um, I've not got past like the first, I feel, 20 pages, maybe. I'm not
Oh my
sure.
God.
Like I listen to it while I'm doing something else because I won't pay attention. So while I'm doing my hair, because I have curly, thick hair and that takes a long time, like I'll usually listen to something during that time to like, you know, something to distract me while I'm doing my hair.
But I'm surprised you're not finished it yet.
Yeah, because I stopped. Like I found other things to do while I'm doing my hair, like YouTube videos and other rabbit holes
Yeah,
to go
yeah.
down because I don't
Oh.
know. Just him calling his mom mummy and what did he call his dad? Papa? I forget.
Hmm.
Just him as a grown man saying those things, it was just like it started to feel creepy.
Hmm.
And I don't know. I probably should just buy it to read it. It'd probably be faster for me to get through it that way than hear it in his voice.
Valid, valid,
But there's so many
valid.
clips of it on YouTube of like excerpts of the
There
audio.
is. Yeah. No, there is. I just good for South Park. I feel like
Well, they
with
don't
all the
care.
Harry and Meghan stuff going on since whenever that documentary dropped and then whatever. Like good for them for like, doing the script, creating it and getting it out there within like a matter of months. Good for them.
And how could they come up with that storyline? It seems so crazy that that was like right on the nose.
Right? Right? So, I thought that was interesting, no, but I have not seen the episode. I also saw an article I think yesterday, and it was it said, "Is LinkedIn becoming the new Tinder?" Krista,
Ooh.
can you comment on that?
um, I feel like I can. And if okay, well, here's why I can't. Tinder banned me 2 years ago. Uh,
Why?
I got banned from the Tinder because
What did you do?
I don't think I did anything, but I violated some terms of use. That's why they've banned. I've tried to get on so many different ways. They're supposed to technically only ban you for 3 months, but I'm indefinitely banned. Different phone, different computer. different email. They're like, nope, banned, 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 banned. And it was the result of an
That's
interaction I had
hilarious.
with a
Yeah.
male
Uh-huh.
who was married, didn't disclose he was married. So one of the things I do in dating, and we can talk about this in a different episode, is I'll ask things that seem to be things that should be disclosed but aren't. So I'll
Mm-hmm.
ask, are you into BDSM? Because that's apparently important for me to ask right away.
Wait. What does that mean?
BDSM is like bondage, dominance,
Oh, okay.
sadomasochism
Got it. Oh my
or
God.
something,
I was trying to figure it out in my head and I was like, I have no idea.
right? Yeah, because apparently you need to ask that right away because
Oh,
there's um there's a preponderance of doms online that are looking for submissives. Some are very clear about it and some are not. So that's
got
something
it.
I have to ask. Another thing is I have to ask is, are you married? And then the sub bullet.
So wait, is that so you didn't ask that and then
I didn't
Tinder
ask it.
found out?
I didn't ask that right away. Well,
Okay.
BDSM, so that's not that part. I had to ask. I'm having a good banter with him, and sometimes if I have a really good banter with a guy, I'm like, he's obviously in a relationship because it only seems that guys who are married or in relationships know how to interact with women in a
Ah,
way that creates attraction. So I asked him if he was married, and then he said yes. And then I was like, okay, well, thank you, goodbye. And he's like, oh no, I think we could still make it work. I still find you very attractive. Why don't you try it out? And then he was persistent, and I was like, no. And then sometimes something clicks in Krista, where the other personality of the Gemini comes out, and then I turn into Dark Krista. So
mm.
I was like, oh, I started to play along, being like, oh, what do you do for a living? And I don't know what he said. Who cares? And then he's like, what do you do? And I'm like, I'm an escort. And then I'm pretty sure he reported me. I am not an
Oh,
escort
that's
for the
so
audience. I'm
funny.
not an escort. I don't have any issues with escorts. If there's a market, then that's on them. But I am not an escort.
God, and now you're
And
banned
now I'm
for
banned. So
life.
I can't even talk about whether or not LinkedIn is the new Tinder. And if it is, then why am I not getting on that bandwagon?
Well, that's what I was going to ask you.
Well,
Have you had any like weird messages?
no, I've definitely had spam messages of like fake accounts, but
Yeah.
no, not that I don't think so. I mean, people message me on LinkedIn, but it's usually about jobs, being like,
Yeah.
"Hey, saw your profile." Maybe that's covert, you know, trying to
For
like do
like
a
you're
little
cute.
flirting, but it's 50 female to male.
Yeah.
Are there people that I'm connected with that I find attractive on LinkedIn? Yes.
Yeah, of
But they are
course.
married, so Krista does
Yeah.
not do
I
married.
I just thought it was a funny I just thought it was funny and I wanted to ask you if you had any experiences from it.
I
So
don't. But LinkedIn is the new Facebook. Like maybe they got the wrong platform. People be posting all their business. It's like I wouldn't normally share, but and then it's like this whole short
yes.
story of
About like the personal
adversity.
personal
Yeah,
life.
I'm like, I don't want to know about your like bacterial vaginosis. Like keep that to yourself.
Yeah.
Like,
Keep that on Facebook.
ooh,
Keep that to yourself.
keep
Like,
it in your
no.
diary. Yeah.
Isn't LinkedIn, doesn't it say like professional
Yeah, it used
something? Like
to.
people keep it professional. It used to. What does it say now?
Well, I
I don't
probably
know.
took it out, but it's like, oh, now it's like that's building trust, or because Facebook
Ugh,
is for like boomers. I don't know. I'm just
I don't know. Anyways, that's funny. Do you want to share what we're chatting about today?
yeah. So today we're gonna talk about pet peeves, and for those that don't know what a pet peeve is, it's something that a collective group of people do, or one person that basically grates on your nerves and wants you to commit murder, usually, or that maybe that's just a me thing.
That's a little extreme.
Or the flip side, which we can touch on, which I don't think is classified as a pet peeve, but things that are now social norms that need to not be social norms, that we
Mm-hmm.
accept that happen in society, but really, why?
Mm-hmm.
And then,
Yeah,
yeah, just from there, there's like rabbit holes upon rabbit holes upon rabbit holes of like more annoying things that we can talk about. And who doesn't love talking
totally.
about things that give us frustration?
Yeah, I feel like there's so much nowadays. What are your like when you hear the word pet peeve? What's like the first thing or first few things that come to your mind,
So the first,
or that freaking like get you so frustrated or angry or, ugh.
Well, being banned from Tinder is number one. But if I took that out of the equation, no. I have a weird pet peeve, but maybe it's a phobia too that most people
Okay.
don't share with me. For some people, a pet peeve is like nails on chalkboard.
Mm-hmm.
Though who uses chalkboards nowadays? So that's like not a real thing.
True.
Paper clip on paper. That sound or even the sensation of a paper clip coming off of paper to me makes the hair on the back of my neck stand up. Like even thinking
Yeah,
about it.
yeah,
Maybe not the
yeah,
smooth paper clips, but like the ridged ones. And it's like,
yeah,
it makes a, ooh.
yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. I got goosebumps. I have goosebumps. Yep,
So
yep.
that's definitely one. And one that most recently it bothers me all the time, that's constant downtown, is people who are on speakerphone talking to
Mm.
people in public, on transit, though I never ride transit, like in the mall, in the hospital. It's like I was on an airplane once and somebody was watching all their videos without earphones.
No.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like, yeah, people that are on speaker or people that are on a video call with no
Yes.
headphones.
Like,
It's like, I don't want to hear your both sides of the conversation.
and what the fuck? Are
Put
you an animal?
headphones in.
Like,
Like, it's just so rude.
like
Especially when you're in like close quarters, like if you're like on a bus or if you're like, I don't know,
in a
at a store
restaurant
or something.
or on a
Yeah.
plane. Like your phone is old enough. I know it came with headphones. Use them.
Yeah, no, totally. Yeah, totally. And I'm so curious, like, why don't you use them? I'm confused.
I mean, sometimes it's a generational thing. Older people tend to do that often. Like my mom. And
Mm.
it's like they don't like that's just a whole other aspect of technology that they can't grasp, like a headphone jack.
Yeah.
When that's the
Yeah.
oldest technology that exists on a phone, like if anything, you should recognize the headphone jack because nothing else
Yeah.
existed 30, 40 years ago.
Yeah. Yep. That's a good one. That's a good one. Any specific, let's break it down to categories. Any specific like work related pet peeve do you have other than
Hmm.
the clip with the paper? Any other like specific like corporate work related ones do you have?
A good corporate one that also kind of bleeds into like mansplaining is when you're in a meeting and you give commentary and nobody acknowledges it until sometimes the leader, says exactly what you just said, and then all of a
Mm.
sudden it becomes like acknowledged.
Yeah. Or they say exactly what you said but in a different way,
Yeah.
but they elaborate more on it and they like repeat themselves again and you're
Yeah.
like I literally
Just
just
said
said
that.
that. But okay, we're doing that. Okay, cool.
And
Yes.
then everybody's like,
I
yes,
think I
yes.
had that happen to me today. That was
Yeah.
really fun. Yep.
Yeah, male and females both do it, but like it's
Yep.
always, the person of authority has to repeat it and repeat it on a loop, and then all of a sudden people have developed like better hearing, and then all of a sudden
They get
they
it.
get it, and they're like, oh, how come nobody said this before?
You're like I just
It's
did.
like, Susan,
Yep.
I did say it, thanks,
Yep.
but I'm the type of person
Um
who would say I just said that because people need to be put on alert. I'm not polite. Like, oh, that's so funny that you just said what I just said. That's hilarious. Anyway, moving
That's
on.
hilarious. Get your own ideas. Yes, I would say when people are late for meetings, whether
Ooh.
that's in-person meetings
Yep.
or meetings over Zoom, Google Meet, wherever it is,
Meeting for
when
a
they're late
date,
for meetings, right?
meeting for
When they're late
lunch.
for okay, yes, we get it. When they're
Uh,
late,
Also, people cutting me off
um,
is a pet peeve, by the way. Like talking over me, pet peeve.
yes. When they're late, but they don't notify you that they're going to be late, or they don't message you that they're oh, I understand we have a meeting right now. I'll be there in a few minutes. They don't like give you a heads up.
Right.
I just think that's so rude. I think that's so disrespectful of that individual's time that person is waiting for you. And also, cut your meeting. Say, sorry, gotta bounce.
Right. I gotta jump. Excuse the
Rude.
corporate. I gotta jump to another meeting. The
Yeah.
sub bullets to that are people are selfish, not respecting
Yes.
people's time, and most people are not good in the art of communication. Like, just let me know.
Yeah.
Even better, just be
Exactly.
like, let me know. Like I've had I've had leaders in a meeting being like, we're in this meeting, but I should be somewhere else in a one-on-one.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, that you're an asshole, but thanks for telling me that I'm not important. At least I know what's up.
Well, exactly. And you know what? Just cancel the meeting then. Like, I don't want to wait
Exactly.
for 20 minutes for you. Just cancel it.
Exactly. I could be doing something else with my time rather than
Exactly.
waiting, not fully engaging in something else because you're going to pop up on my screen.
Exactly. And I also I hate when people message you on Slack, on Teams,
I know
on
where this is
Google,
going.
whatever. When they message you and they say, "Hey,
Dot, dot, dot.
what's up? Hey, how are you?" In my mind, I say, "What the heck do you want?
Is it
Get to
what?
the point."
Is it heck though? Or is it F-U-C-K?
You know,
It's
right.
what the fuck do you
Um
want? They took that from
yeah,
dating land.
but it's like get to the point. Like I'm going to respond to you slower because you just pissed me off.
Yeah.
Like
Just trying
just
to bait
like,
me.
"Hey, how are you?" and then get to your point if you want to. Fine. Don't say, "Hey, how are you?" and then wait till I respond to you.
It's funny that
No. Just get to the point.
it's funny that you say that. One of the culture in one of the organizations I worked at recently explicitly stated the etiquette for instant messaging is to obviously say a salutation, but immediately
Mhm.
say exactly what you want in the context because it's
Yes.
disrespectful to people's time and it's rude. So that was like
Yes.
a thing where it's like you can't just be like, "Hey, this is not
And then nothing.
11:30 p.m. on a Thursday night booty call." Like the "hey" is not appropriate in the office.
Yeah,
It's,
I
"Hey,
agree.
Krista, I'm working on this. I know that you have this data. I need it. Here's the context. Can you share it?" Not like, "Hey." It's like, I will let you wait for a year before I reply to that.
Yeah, no, truly though. Yeah. But like in my messages to people, I usually say like, "Hey, how's it going?" I get to my point. "Hey, how are you?" "Hey, long time no talk." "Hey, hope you're doing well." But I get to my point
You and me
because
are
I'm
the
a nice
same.
person.
Yep, same animal.
Yeah. So people like that just drive me a little bonkers.
Yeah, they need to be slapped.
I guess this is like kind of work related, but it also can be like something else.
I have a good one that goes both ways.
Yeah, I have a few that goes both ways. So if you're in a washroom, let's say if you're in a washroom at work
Ooh,
or
washroom etiquette.
washroom somewhere else, it pisses me off, especially being a female. I identify as a female. I'm a female. When there's no toilet paper in the washroom, right? Because you're like, "Oh fuck," like shit, and you're like trying to get the little bits of the toilet paper,
Yeah,
and you're like,
I always do a
shit.
check. I guess because
Same, no, same,
go in
same.
and you're like, is there inventory in here before
But
I
sometimes,
commit?
sometimes I don't.
Yeah,
Some
you're
of the
just
I'm human. Sometimes I don't. And then you sit, or you're you're hovering, and then you look over, and you're like, "Mother," like,
hovering is not good. Did you hear? It weakens your pelvic floor.
really? Oh,
Yeah,
of
I
course
just
it
stopped
does.
hovering.
My pelvic floor is shot anyway,
Yeah, well,
so it's
exactly,
okay.
exactly. You don't want any prolapsation happening.
Yeah,
But anyway,
yeah.
that's another pod topic. Yeah. Well, do you feel there's an etiquette in the bathroom, male or female or other? Um, when someone is definitely taking a shit, like, do you feel, or is it just me, where someone's taking
Mm.
a shit, you can feel their anger towards you in the bathroom through
And
the
you can
stall?
feel the awkwardness. You can feel the awkwardness
Yes!
and the tension building, and you're just like, "I need to get out of here. I need to get out
Yes!
of here.
You feel
I
like you
need
need
to
to
get out of here."
immediately finish what you're doing because the
Yeah,
aura of awkward
yeah.
is so strong that you are fucking up their shit.
100%. Get the fuck out of there as
Yeah.
fast as you can.
And that might be
Yeah.
just like female gendered bathrooms. I don't know if guys give a flying fuck, but I feel that.
No.
I feel aggression towards me when I'm just like, I'm gonna pee as fast as I can, okay? I don't want to interrupt. I know how
Yes,
hard it
but
is.
also, but then on the flip side, if you walk into the washroom and there's the odor of someone that just did
Oh
that,
yeah.
but then and then you're in the stall, and
Yep.
then someone else comes and you're like, you want to make it clear that's not me.
Yeah.
Like that's I didn't do that. I didn't do that stench. That's not me.
So you come out
Just
acting
want to put
like
it out
you have your
there.
face all like you come out with your nose plugged, being like, I had to do this. I had to pee with my nose plugged the whole time. Like, ugh.
Exactly. Like Exactly. Oh, that's so funny.
The
Okay, I have
things,
one more that can go that can go both ways, either like
yeah,
work or like anywhere else. When, especially in today's time, when people like sneeze or cough and they
out in
don't
the open.
cover their mouth. Right.
Or turn away. I think now the new etiquette is
Right.
like, turn your head away from me and cough into your elbow.
Yeah. Or people do it into their hand and then they touch something and I'm just
Or
like,
they want to
oh,
shake your hand. And you're like,
oh God.
I'm a pass on that one.
Yeah, thank you, but no, thank you. Yeah. What do you have? Do you have
Yeah.
any other ones that go both ways?
Yeah, I'm gonna move out of like the bodily functions category into
Yeah.
back into like the talking category, and it probably
Yep.
is a piggyback of the person who repeats what you say and then just like
Mhm.
gets credit for it. One up,
Mhm.
and that's in real life and at work, where you're talking to somebody about something, and they're like, "Yeah," and I'm like, "Yeah, I just did a hike, up a hill yesterday," and then they're like, "Yeah," and that was like the time that I went to like Kilimanjaro, and like I like climbed the whatever of the whatever, and you're like, "Can I
Yeah.
just have a
Can I finish
story?"
my story?
It's
Can
like,
I finish it?
my son has a birthday, and they're like, "Yeah, my dog has a birthday." It's like, can't can I just have
Oh,
my moment? Like,
moment? Yeah, yeah, 100%. Can I just have a moment and finish my story, and then you can tell me all about your story, which I absolutely want to hear. But like, can I just have my just a few seconds, please?
I
Yeah.
I do sometimes make comments to people to let them know that I don't feel like that's appropriate, but that's just me being like, "Oh yeah, your dog. Yeah, it's totally the same as a child." But yeah, continue.
Yeah. Yeah.
For
Yeah.
some people it is. I acknowledge
Mhm.
that.
Mhm. Absolutely.
But if you had to save, are you saving a dog over a human? Some people I feel like would save a dog over a human. I'd save a human over a dog. And I will die on the hill for that. Like, humans over
Mm.
animals. I don't want anything bad to happen to animals, but humans over
Yeah.
animals, people.
Yeah.
What else
Yeah,
is
for
on
sure.
your list of things that
Um,
grate on your nerves?
yeah. When people tell me that I look really tired when I'm pregnant or have a newborn.
Ooh.
Like, no shit, I'm tired.
Yeah.
I was up half the night. Like, are you kidding me right now? People have said that to me. When my son was like a newborn and
Oh,
they came over to meet him, they're like, "Oh, you look really tired." And I'm literally just like, "Yeah,
duh.
my body is broken. I'm trying to figure out this motherhood. I did not sleep last night
Hmm.
because he didn't sleep last night. Of course I'm tired."
Poor thing.
Like, hello, read the room.
Ooh, people that can't read the room.
Ooh, that's a good one. Yep. Yep.
It's like,
Totally.
my body language is completely closed, sir. Why are we still continuing this conversation? Why are you trying to
Yep.
ask me out on a date? Why are you telling me this long-winded story? Like,
Yep.
that
I
that
have
goes
one
both
to
ways.
do with like social media.
Mm-hmm.
People that share everything
Yeah,
or use social media as like their like venting or like their diary.
totally.
I just feel like there's a line and you've crossed it. I don't want to know that. I granted you're having a bad day, I get it, but
Yep.
reach out. There's other methods, other forms you can use
Like therapy.
to right, or friends.
Yep.
Call a friend up.
Parents,
Don't just don't post it on
dogs.
Facebook for or other platforms for people to see. Because at that point, I just feel like you just want attention. You just want people to say, "Oh, poor you," you
or,
know?
or using it as a teachable moment, or like taking a picture of yourself crying or something weird.
Yeah.
Having a bad day. And it's like, but somewhere in that bad day, you decided it would be a good idea to set up your ring light and your tripod to take a picture.
Yeah. No valid.
This is real, guys.
Probably a few pictures.
Yeah, and like, is it real?
Yeah.
Oh, I already said. On top of that, it's like if they always have to make it a teachable moment. Like, sometimes things suck, and it's not like,
Hmm.
I didn't get the job, but then I need to think about, like, this is a lesson. Is it? Like, sometimes it's just not. It's just
Yeah.
take the L and move on.
Yeah. Yeah. Valid. Um, I'm gonna kind of veer into driving.
Oh,
I have a few under the driving category.
slow drivers?
Yes, like slow drivers, but then there's only like one lane going both ways, so you can't pass them.
Mmm.
Oh, that is just like Oh my, like Sunday drivers, like go fast, go the speed limit. Oh my gosh, I cannot pass you, go faster. Or people that don't use their signals.
Hmm.
Like they're like turning signals. Like, I don't know where you're going. Use your signals. Be a good driver.
Totally. I
I
mean,
I can't read your mind.
yeah, I'm terrible at putting on my signal, but when I feel like it could cause,
Krista.
well, I'm gonna be honest. I don't always use my signal, but I do it when I feel like I do it in a situation where there's enough cars around me that it's imperative that I
Right.
let people know where I'm going. But if I'm
Gotcha.
by myself down the street and I'm turning right or something, do I use my signal? No, I don't. Like, I
Well,
don't.
hopefully no one's around you.
I'm not gonna pretend like I always follow the rules. I don't. I mean, do I
Wow.
roll through? Do I like avoid like not ever stop at a stop sign? No, I absolutely slow down and do it.
Do you stop?
I do what cops call a rolling stop.
Yeah, yeah, same, same,
Yeah, right. Okay. Uh,
same.
yeah,
Because like stopping for like 5 seconds or whatever,
yeah,
it's
and
not
looking always, and it's like, granted, a little crazy little gremlin child could run out of the bushes, and then I could end up
totally.
hitting them. But that 5 seconds probably, like I don't go from 0 to 100 when I like leave the stop sign and start to like gas up, right? Like,
Yeah,
so unless I was driving a Ferrari, the child is going to survive. Unless, like,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Valid. And then one more for like driving cars, things like that, is when you're in a parking lot and you park in your spot, like right in the middle,
Mhm.
and then someone parks like on the line right by your car.
Ooh.
Like, I have a child and I need to
Hmm.
get him into his car seat, which means I need to
Totally.
fling the door all the way open
Yep.
so I can get him in, get my pregnant self in there, get him buckled in. But when your car is right there, I can't do that. And it makes it a lot more difficult. So don't do that.
Yeah, it's like my car doesn't want to cuddle with you. Like, stop.
Get away. Jeez.
People are
Just like
stupid.
take an extra 3 seconds and just like park better. Like reverse and then go back in. Boom.
Have you ever like had a brand new, well, I'm not saying this to say that you don't, but you have like a brand new car or an expensive car where you don't want to park close necessarily around a lot of cars because you don't want that ding. So you park
Yeah.
further, being like, nobody
Yeah.
who wants to walk, especially in the
Yeah.
suburbs, right? You guys drive everywhere. And then you come out of your car that was in the middle of nowhere, and then there's
Yep.
all these
Yep.
fucking cars parked around it.
Yep. Yep.
That
It's like they saw your car and was like, that's a good spot.
they're like, oh shit, I didn't know it was cool to park there. Okay.
Yeah. 100%. And I'm like, no, I try to avoid you. Why did
Right.
you follow
Lone
me?
wolf.
Mm-hmm.
Lone wolf people. They're like,
Yeah.
well, I don't want somebody accidentally run to her car thinking that it's like an open laneway. So I'm just gonna park right beside.
Yeah.
No, bro.
Yeah.
We're not cool like that.
Yeah.
And then your car
I
gets
would,
dinged.
yeah, truly though, right? I would love to hear from the listeners to see like if they have any like specific pet peeves for like workplace, driving,
No judgment,
uh,
except I
public
judge.
places. Like, I'm sure we're forgetting some. I would just love to hear
Oh, girl, I got a ton
what.
more. I got a
Oh,
ton more.
I'm just saying. I do want to hear
Yeah,
because I'm sure I'm forgetting lots.
especially in the realm of what is now socially acceptable that needs to just die.
Yeah. Uh huh.
Maybe back in the day, there used to be an implied pressure to be professional or politically correct in speaking. That
Hmm.
doesn't exist anymore. Not that I'm mad at it.
Yeah.
Krista loves, colloquialisms and, the vernacular that the kids are using. But well, I guess I could go both ways because now there's also a tendency to not hurt anybody. So now I need to remember all these things when I just think about stuff, like even using the word gender or male and female now, because science is now changing their books or something where they're not going to use male and female anymore or something. I'm like,
Oh.
this is getting very confusing for me.
Hmm.
Selfishly, it's getting very confusing.
Yeah. Valid. Same.
Ooh,
Same.
but then okay, so then that's offensive what I just said. But when people say no offense,
Oh.
and
Oh.
then
100%. You're like, okay. You can't just say that. Like, that's not gonna like.
they say it as a way to like um wipe away the negativity that they had said before that.
Yeah. Or like before they say it. No offense,
But
and you're like, okay.
girls love that to do that. I
Yeah.
mean,
I feel like I've totally have said that in the
I've
past.
absolutely said
Probably
it,
like yesterday.
but I've said it to give offense.
Yeah, I know, 100%, 100%.
But I don't like when
That's
people do
funny.
that to me. No offense, but
Yeah,
it's like, listen, you don't have any right to say anything offensive to me, okay?
yeah,
Because I'm going to read
yeah,
you from the top to the bottom, from the rooter to the tuta. So don't start with
yeah,
me,
yeah.
Susan.
That's a good one. Do you have any other ones?
Mm, when people are on their phone telling, and you're trying to talk to them about something, and they say that they're listening, but they're on their phone and replying to a text message, and it's very clear that they're not listening.
Well, I just think that's plain rude. I don't even know if I classify that as a pet peeve. I just think that's rude. And I will just stop talking
Unacceptable.
until they're done.
Same. Or I will say very shocking things to them to see if they are listening.
Actually listening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll just be like, yeah, and then I went here and we had pizza and whatever. And then so then I thought that maybe having sex with animals is probably a good avenue. And then
Yeah.
see if they pick
See,
up on
exactly.
the fact that I've just mentioned bestiality, which is now legal in Spain, by the way.
Yikes.
As long as the animal
Okay.
that you
Yeah,
had
yeah,
sex
yeah,
with
yeah,
hasn't incurred an injury, apparently it's fine.
yeah. Yeah, yeah. I don't consider that as a pet peeve. I just think that's rude. And I will stop talking and I will look at them and I will wait.
Ooh, you'll wait? No, I will just make inappropriate comments and then I'll just walk away. Like anyway, good. I just ended by like good talk. I
That's funny.
go somewhere
Yeah.
else.
Yeah, valid.
Ooh,
That's funny.
I don't know where this falls in the category, but what do you think about people who go into the office kitchen and eat people's lunches?
What?
You've never had somebody eat the
Well,
lunch in the kitchen? It's
well,
happened.
no, but I think at the place where our bond formed and grew, I think that's the place you're referring to.
Well, I've had a couple
Um,
different places where it's happened, but yes.
Understood. I think so. Do these people know what they're doing, or do they actually think that's their lunch? I'm just trying to give people the benefit of the doubt.
Okay, so the incident in question that we are both privy to, I
Hmm.
think, when I think about the person that was the culprit, I'm not sure if you were there, so maybe it happened more than once. But there was a contract person that was working that seemed, what is a good word? It seemed like there were some impediments,
Hmm.
or they were playing dumb. It's hard to know for sure. But they would go into the kitchen, like it was a kitchen at home, and go into the fridge and pull out stuff. This person even said to me one time, pulled out someone's salad and was like, "Can I eat this?"
So they thought it was like a communal, help yourself to the food we have in the
A
kitchen.
communal soup kitchen. I guess.
Got it.
And I'm like, "Is it yours?"
Right. Yeah. No, that's not a pet peeve. That's rude.
Like, I shouldn't have to worry that if I put
Yeah.
my lunch in the fridge that someone is going to abscond with it.
Yeah. Valid. No, I think that's disrespectful, rude, etc.
But it happens at home too. Is anybody at home, like maybe like growing up, maybe not, but I've had people eat food from the fridge, like my home fridge, like eat my food, and that ticks me right off.
If I have something in my head and I'm thinking about it all day
Yes.
and I'm like, "Oh, I'm going to eat that, dessert, snack, whatever." And then I go to the cupboard and I get it, or I try to look for it and it's not there, or the package is there and it's not inside because my husband has already ate it, I will be furious.
Hubby
I'll be
got called
furious.
out.
Yeah, I'll be furious. And again, I don't. I guess. Yeah, I guess it's a pet peeve. Yeah, yeah.
That
And I say to him specifically, "Your pregnant wife, you cannot do that. You have to leave one left over just in case if I want it. Don't be selfish."
dang.
Yeah, yeah. I also it boggles my mind. I don't know if it's a pet peeve or maybe it's just like an annoyance.
Mhm.
Unorganized people.
Oh, that's me though. Mm. Yep.
No, no, no. That's not you. In today's world, with everything going on,
Mhm.
with your life, how are people so unorganized?
It's true, right? Like it's like, how are you surviving life when you don't have a clue what's going on?
Right.
Valid.
100%. Like people, I think like, back in the winter when I would talk
I
to
thought you were going to be like,
back
back in the old days. Back in the winter.
in the winter time, because winter usually people get sick more.
Mm-hmm.
At least here, my family members would be like, "Oh my god, yeah," and I went to like Shoppers and there was like no cold medicine, and I'm like, "Okay, where have you been the last 6 months to a year?
Yikes.
Are you kidding me? Like, are you kidding me?"
And then but what about when you like give them science or like headline news about why that's happening? And they're like, but can you believe it?
I know, yeah, they could care less. They're like, "No, but I went to shop and the shelves were bare," and you're like,
Yeah.
"What? Oh my god, yeah, wake up." Yes, I'm stocked. I have things. I'm not sick. My son's not sick, but when we are sick, we got things.
Crazy world that
Hello.
we live in that we have to like stock up on that now.
No, valid. But
Yeah.
the people that are just unorganized, it's just like, oh my gosh.
Is that unorganized or unaware?
Touche. Both?
Yeah, it feels like it's both.
Yeah.
Another thing, because I've been doing it during this podcast, is interrupting people when they're talking.
Mm-hmm.
I had this one friend, I guess. I haven't talked to her in a while. Pretty sure she's blocked me on social media.
It's a good friend.
Yeah, well, the thing was, I can never get a sentence out when we would meet up for lunch or drinks or whatever. I couldn't, if I was telling a story, I couldn't get to the climax. I couldn't get to the punchline.
Yeah.
And, I live for those things, right? Anybody that knows me is like, I love a good punchline.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, and then she's like, and then da-da-da-da-da happened. Or then she keep rapid fire questions while I'm trying to tell the story. Well, then who?
Oh,
And then what? And then
she's trying to guess.
yeah. And
It's like, let me finish and then you'll know.
bitch, I'm trying to tell you. And I'm going to tell you in a clear, succinct way, better than your question. So just maybe
I feel like
relax.
I've said to people like, I feel like I've said to people like, wait, and I'll get to the story.
Well, I
relax.
The last time I saw her, I literally had to tell her that, and maybe she didn't like it. I'm like, I'm gonna get there.
Probably because I'm just pregnant, and I have a young child. But if I'm meeting people or if I'm meeting family, and you show up to this in-person event, and you are sick,
ooh,
not cool.
Valid.
Not cool.
Valid.
Not cool. I'm pregnant. I got a toddler. Go home.
If anything has normalized staying home when you're sick, and we didn't get to talk about this in the workplace pod, but I thought about it afterwards, is if somebody is sick, they shouldn't be coming into work or going 100%. Into a space with lots of other people. Like, stay the F home. Mm-hmm. And now it's accepted that people are not going to come and be the martyr and come to work sick.
Yeah. Don't like that. You just people just need to be honest. Like, oh, you know what? So-and-so's actually sick. So just FYI, or we're not going to come. Great. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Speaking of like etiquette and like respect for other people, how do we feel about people who like take their shoes off in public? At the fucking doctor's office, on the plane, anywhere, and it's just like barefoot.
Barefoot?
Yeah, even if socks, it's still like, why? But it's usually people who want their barefoot out of doors. And it's like, you already have Birkenstocks on. Why do you need to take your foot out? Or a flip-flop?
I just think about that ground. It's probably really disgusting.
Well,
you want your foot on there?
I think it's important to tell the viewers of those that are in maybe the United States and not Canada. Culturally in Canada, we do not wear our shoes inside the house. Mm-hmm. We don't wear our shoes inside the house. We definitely don't lay on the bed or the couch with our shoes on.
Oh, God, no.
Yeah.
You take them off. Like, if you're having an event or a function or a party.
You take them off
all
at
the
the
shoes
door.
are out the front door.
Yeah. But that is not, like, common. European cultures do it, too. Like.
Yes.
And that's something that I guess.
You're right.
Being a colony or former colony of Britain, we do. But, yeah, that's not culturally, that's not cool.
I just think that's nasty. Especially when you're in a public place. Like, any place. We don't, ew.
Think about the ground.
Think about the ground. And also, no one wants to see that.
Yeah, toes.
No one wants to see that.
Toes are weird fingers.
Any other pet peeves that you have?
Well, I do have pet peeves when other people do it, but when I do it, I think it's funny. Like people who are passive aggressive.
Oh, yeah.
Or
Like how? Like what? Tell us an example.
maybe it doesn't show up as passive aggressive, but it can show up as like a backhanded compliment.
Mm. Oh, yeah. Again, I just think that's rude.
Yeah, and I'm rude, so
Yeah, but
I've been known to make a snarky comment. I don't do it as my everyday, but for people that need to be put in their place, I definitely do that backhanded. It's like it's amazing you can read after all you've been through, like
yeah, no, and I think people do that. People do it in the workplace. And I feel like, well, I don't know if they're oblivious to what they're saying. And
hmm.
I don't think they know what they're actually doing.
Hmm. Do you think so?
I don't know. At least that's what I tell myself. I try to give people the, again,
Benefit of the doubt.
benefit of the doubt. Um, yeah, people are just rude.
So then, how do you feel when people tell you to calm down? When it's a moment where being calm is probably not the emotion to be
Like, are
having.
you fucking kidding me? Do not, like, I hate, just relax, just calm down, just breathe. And you're just like, are you kidding me right now? Okay, I'm gonna go do that.
They've done or said something so egregious that you basically are asserting yourself and expressing how inappropriate it is and having an emotional response. And they're like, geez, just relax. It's just a joke. That
Yeah, and then I feel like that just fires you like way up, you
I'm
know?
like, oh right, I'm about to go to prison today because I'm gonna lose it.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. That's, you don't say that to people.
And then it probably would be even spicier if that same person also didn't have any idea of like physical space.
Oh
People don't
God.
understand like your comfort area of like staying a certain amount of distance away from you. That happens a lot
Yeah,
in the office, which is also why I don't
yeah,
like going there. Is that people don't have a sense of like personal space. It's like, why are you right up in my
yeah.
nasal cavity talking to me?
And even, yeah, and even like commuting too. There's
Mm,
like if you're like, I commute on the train, right? And if there's like open spots elsewhere, but then someone will sit like right beside you, and you're just like, really?
right? And then
That's that's where you picked?
their arm touches you. Ugh, I can't stand
Oh,
it. I can't stand it.
oh. Or they try to have a conversation with you, and you're literally just like, no,
It's like read the room. We're in Canada. We
no,
don't just chat.
no.
Like
Guess we're nice. Guess we're nice, but no,
pretend
no.
this is England and maintain a stiff upper lip and shut up.
Yeah, no. Don't do that.
Don't be
That's
friendly.
funny. Anything? Don't be friendly. No. Anything else on your list?
um, I mean, I have at least a few more.
Okay.
Uh, what is a good one? People who can't help themselves and always reveal spoilers when you tell them not to.
Like spoilers on like a show or like
Yeah,
something like that.
one of my nephews is notorious. Like I mean, he's grown out of it now, but he just couldn't help himself, and it's just like, child, stop that.
Stop that.
I knew there's somebody at our work that we both know that also is notorious for spoilers. Good thing is that we
Oh.
don't watch a lot of the same shows, but he could not help himself either. It's just like, I'm like, don't tell me anything. There's two people actually. Don't tell me anything.
Got
I'm going to
it.
watch it later. And you're like, yeah, you should, because then A, B, and C happens, and then X, Y, and Z, and then this person on.
No.
Yes.
Okay, I'm
Yes.
gonna write down the people that I think who you're talking about so we can talk about that offline.
Okay. And then those same people are also ones that have a tendency to hold you hostage in a conversation.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, people that can't read the room.
Yes. Yes.
It goes back to that.
Can't read the room, so then they're there and you're like, they're doing this. They have you in a verbal hostage situation. You need to call in the SWAT to get you out of it because you
Yeah.
can't just get up
And
and
you're
walk
looking at
away.
your watch, you're like making the gestures like, oh, I gotta get going. And then they bring you in, they take a step closer to you, and you're like, oh shit, I'm stuck.
Apparently what
Yeah.
you're supposed to do, which someone passive aggressively told me, is get up and go to the bathroom.
You just say, "Oh, gotta go pee."
You like get up and
Bye.
they're talking. You're like, oh, I'm like, I have to go to the washroom, and like, or I have to go to a meeting. You can walk and talk with me, like, and do that to kind of like, slowly walk them back to
Got
like
it.
their area.
That's a good tip. That's a good
Yeah,
tip.
someone told me that, not directly, but told me that by sending me an article, which gave me the hint that maybe I would do that to people.
Sent you an article. Yeah, they were trying to imply something there. Yikes.
But I will call somebody out. So I called that person out on it, being like, if I'm if I'm overstepping or something, please tell me. And they're like, no, you're fine. It's part of Canadians being too nice.
Questionable.
Yeah. It's like, well,
Yeah,
then why are you sending me this article?
exactly. Do you have anything else on your list?
Talking
Or
with
did we
your
cover we covered like a good amount, I
yeah.
feel like.
Like I can do the standard talking with your mouth full, chewing with your mouth open.
Of course. Slurping soup, whatever.
Yeah. But I'm sure there's tons that our listeners can add to it. So,
Yes. Please tell me, make me laugh.
yeah,
Just make me laugh.
we love a good laugh. Please share on social media, in the comments, everywhere. What are some things that we completely missed?
Yeah, or if like you found some of ours to be similar to like how you feel, like are there ones that we've said that you're like, "Oh my gosh, yes, absolutely. I feel the same way." Let us know as well.
Or do you think that we're unreasonable in what we find to be pet peeves or
Totally.
unacceptable social norms? Like
Totally.
PDA.
Maybe we're just yeah, maybe we're just oh, I hate
I I don't mind PDA, but there's levels.
there's levels, especially yeah,
There's
jeez,
levels.
jeez. There's levels. Let us know. And yeah, we might be like princesses talking about like, "Oh my gosh, da 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 da," right? Let us
Divas.
know. Exactly.
Or maybe if you think we
Exactly.
should have been talking about something else, that we looked at it from a wrong angle. We're
Mhm.
open to other ideas of being like, you know what, you guys should really be talking about this instead. Please share.
Yeah, absolutely.
Until then, I guess, until we meet again, Sarah.
Absolutely. We'll chat, next week when we chat about a whole different topic. Who knows?
Oh yeah, and I got notes too. So I'll see you next
Awesome.
week.
Thanks for joining us.
Bye.
Bye.